Pixel swagger lights flash, shipping nice and never crash. Best DJs off the beat, seated posting every street. Live singers in the zone, places make you feel like home. Crowd cheers and feel alive, the rhythm wheel dive. Pixel swagger, here we go. Feel the heat, the bass, the flow. Hands up in the air, we rise. Epic friends and good times. DJ Netty spinning fire. Lifting spirits, take it higher. Lights and colors fill the air. A community beyond compare.
All right, so hi everybody. Welcome to the Pixel Confessions podcast. I'm your host this week. My name is Netty.
DJ Netty.
If you're just tuning in for the first time and you've never been to one of our shows before, we are a group of friends who gather on voice calls to share daily Second Life experiences. Our conversations can be rather diverse. We can span anything from casual chats to engaging debates about basically anything under the sun at this point. We have varied exchanges of ideas and experiences, and it just adds depth to our interactions and our friendliness. There's a different word on the script, but I'm not going to say it because I cannot pronounce that. Anyway, we come from all walks of life in the world. I believe everybody actually that's on this panel is in North America. Most of us are from the States, with one Canuck who drinks bagged milk. We'll get to her later, though. So we have we can really come up with really lively discussions. Things. If you've ever been into one of our group calls, it can get pretty weird. It can be serious. It can be a blast. It's just a good time. Which brings me to my next point, that the chemistry between the team members here, along with our community as a whole, it's a good experience. It's a good time. Everybody loves each other. And if you stick around to listen or watch the rest of the show, I think you'll understand why. So with that being said, I would like to introduce the rest of the team. As I said before, my name is Netty, and I'll be hosting this week. I'm a DJ. I am also the GM for Pixel Swagger Live. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic along now to Tegan, who's on the couch next to me.
Hi guys, I'm Tegan. Glad to be here as always. I am a co-owner of Pixel Swagger. I'm also a co-owner of the Pixel Swagger HQ. And you guys can come and play games and stuff and hang out with us. I'm feeling a little down today. Got a bit of a headache, but hopefully I can still chime in and do good. Okay, your turn, Aria.
Okay, first of all, people say I'm the Valley Girl, and Nettie was like, and then, Anyways, I'm Aria. I am the stoner here, along with Nettie. I am co-owner of Pixel Swagger. Me and Tegan have Pixel Swagger HQ for the community, for anyone that wants to play games and movies every other Monday. And yeah, that's about all I have tonight. Abby.
Hey everybody, I'm Abby, owner of the Pixel Swagger Live venue, co-owner of all the other Pixel Swagger stuff that we do. I mean, you guys are, pretty much everybody knows me, so I don't have a lot to say this week. I'm not high, but I'm really sleepy. I spent the whole day in the sun in the pool, so hey. And shout out to Everly, who just popped in out of nowhere. Hey.
Everly.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron. Take over.
So I'm Aaron Baxter. That's a weird name, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a consultant for Pixel Swagger and a live singing manager. I've been on Second Life nowhere near as long as these old people here. But
Ooh, say what else you are. Your new
in
gig.
yeah. Wait, you also have some participation in that.
Yeah, we'll get
This
to that later, but you go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll let you know that then. I also am the audio engineer for Smokefest this year, so I'll be handling all of their live audio. Um, and that lends to my experience running the Neptune stream, which is heard here at the Pixel Swagger Sim.
Yay.
And you can even find there's a booth over there for Neptune. But yeah, you'll see me up on stage next to the performers. Well, just out of view, but I'm there, hiding
Yeah.
in the dark. And I don't really
Hiding
have
in
any
the
much more to add to that. I'm
He's
Abby's
lurking.
dude or
He's
guy
lurking.
sometimes.
Go ahead, Nettie. Let's get this shit started. I'm excited for these topics.
Okay, so tonight's episode, before we really get into things, is tonight's episode is really going to be focused on entertainment and music and events and DJs in Second Life. I mean, that's kind of my area of expertise, so you guys are stuck with that for the hour. So, with that being said, we're going to jump into our first topic, which is this was a hot button issue last week on Facebook and social media. DJs charging in SL, whether you're for it, whether you're against it, whether you really don't care at all. So I'm gonna kick things off with this because I have a whole lot to say on the subject, but I'm gonna try to keep it simple for today. So I personally think DJs should charge. I'm a firm believer in that. I've personally been DJing for 19, almost 20 years. Not in Second Life. It's been about maybe 12 years in Second Life, maybe a little longer. But so I have years of experience, and if I DJ a show in real life of any kind, I wouldn't do it for free. I'm putting in the same effort. You get the same talent on here as you would in real life at a bar or a club. So I feel my time should be valued because it's a service, it's a job, and yeah. But with that being said, from a consumer's standpoint, I feel you need to do your due diligence and your homework before you set out and hire a DJ. Make sure you've heard them first. Don't go by just a friend's recommendation. Friends are very biased about who they like, and not everybody has the same taste in music. Go listen to a DJ. If you can't listen to them live, ask them for a demo. It's 2024. Everybody's got a SoundCloud. Everybody's got a Mixcloud. If you're a DJ and you're trying to, sell yourself, you're gonna have a demo somewhere. It's just, and if you don't have a demo, you really should have one. So I mean, just DJs charge what you feel you're worth, but also consumers make sure they're actually worth that money because there are plenty of DJs out there that are not worth what they're charging. And there are plenty of DJs out there as well that are worth triple what they're charging.
Yeah.
So, just take the time and do your homework and be smart.
If you want to add,
I was gonna say, I think we're all on the same page as far as like we're supportive of paying our DJs, but we're also as venue owners and many DJ friends, we understand that. But like from the let's take a standpoint from the people that are arguing it. Like, why pay for a DJ? They're making tips. Well, some DJs don't make a lot of tips at your venue. So, I mean, I've seen DJs. I've gone to venues and events where there's only 10 people there and the DJ might make 500 London. But I've also gone to events and venues where there's 100 people there. That DJ has been paid and they're making 20K in tips. Like, I mean, it kind of shows you like you get what you pay for in a way, right? Like if you're not paying for your DJ, they're not going to put as much work into bringing a crowd or whatnot. Like some people deserve more. I agree with you, Nettie. Some people do deserve it because they're bringing people to your sim. They're bringing their own following. They're doing a lot of their own promotion and stuff like that. But, there's an expectation from the venue side of it as well. And in real life, when you go to a concert, and you pay $200 for a ticket, even if it's just a DJ, I don't think people realize like the venue is the what pays for the DJ. And they use the money that comes in from the revenue that comes in from those people buying tickets to pay that DJ. So like if you don't want to pay your DJ, then charge a cover and then you'll get nobody. I don't know. What was you gonna say, Arya? You're
No,
muted.
no, I wasn't muted. I was thinking.
Oh,
I mean, I do agree with paying DJs. The only thing I would disagree with is a wording that he said is like that they don't. I don't remember it now. I feel like anybody can ask. Oh, he's like they're not worth it or something as far as what some of the DJs want their rate to be. I feel like everybody has the right to like say whether they're worth 10K, 50K, whatever. And it's not for us to say he's not worth it. It's for us to say maybe we don't want to pay it. But I feel like everyone has the choice to be able to value what their own value is or choose what their own value is. I would never put someone down. I might just pass on their opportunity to DJ for me.
See, that's the issue, though. That's why you have an influx of artists who are charging way more than their actual worth. Like, if we just continue as a whole to let people go unchecked and noticed of what they think their value is overall, sometimes you just gotta be honest with people and let them know, because that'll help them in the long run too. I mean,
okay, let's use an example. Okay, I know two DJs. Obviously, I'm not going to name them. They each charge 10,000 linden an hour. Okay, one brings at least 60 people with them just from their own group. The other does not bring anybody with them. They don't do any advertising. They leave it all up to the venue. And from experience, they've only brought in maybe I've only gotten like 19, maybe 20 people. And for me, they're not worth 10,000 linden. If especially if this is constant, if this is a constant thing. I mean, if it was just a fluke and it was a one-time deal, but when I'm seeing over and over this person charging 10,000 linden an hour and there's no following or nothing, the fans are what bring the money in real life. And although I'm making nothing off of it in this game, when I'm paying 10,000 linden, I might get some venue tips out of it, which is great and appreciated, but I'm not making anything off it, nor do I expect it. But I do feel that we can say you're not worth that much yet. Work on your fan base. I do feel like I don't think Nettie's choice of words was wrong there, just because I mean it's harsh. You're not worth 10K. Well, sorry, but I don't want to pay you 10K because there's a better way to put it. But I don't want to pay you 10K because you don't bring me what this other person brings me. If you can bring me that, I'll pay you 10K. But you don't. So we need
And
to
I think
negotiate.
that's fair. To say that's mainly what I was saying is like I don't like telling anyone they're not worth what they think they're worth because they can value themselves at what they want. But
Yeah,
it's
but
up
we
to the
all know Nettie has no filter.
Yeah, I don't understand why this was really even a controversy in the first place. I understand
Me either.
I understand complaining about the price of products. I don't understand complaining about the price of services, which is what a DJ provides. And
Yeah.
what you said, Abby, paying what they're worth. Like that's the first thing you learn in economics when you go to college. The very first thing they teach you is a product or a service is worth whatever the consumer is willing to pay. And if you're
Right.
not willing to pay that, though, that doesn't necessarily make the service invaluable. A DJ who brings in 100 people regularly, as opposed to a DJ who might have 15 to 20 regularly, should be charging quite a bit more than what that average attendance 20 DJ is charging. obviously the DJ bringing in 100 people all the time is entertaining. The people are liking what they're hearing. They're willing to pay for that. They're willing to tip. Venue owners are willing to pay for that. And DJs should be charging. They're like for a regular nightclub, there's an agreement. They get 90% of their tips. The club gets 10% of the tips. That's one payment arrangement. The pay and that's because a lot of them, they have to hire DJs like for every single hour and sometimes for 7 days a week. And they never know whether that DJ is going to bring in 100 people or they're going to bring in 5 people. And I think it works for most clubs, DJs, and hosts to do something like that. But for an events venue, one where you are, you're going to have to pay for that DJ. You should, if you want that DJ that's bringing in 100 people to your venue, you need to be able to pay what they're asking for. Now, like Nettie said, if you're charging an exorbitant amount and you're really just not bringing in the numbers or the quality of entertainment that people are looking for, you probably shouldn't be charging top dollar. But if you're that guy out there that's, you got 1 million fucking people on Twitch watching you, you have 100 people at your set every night, absolutely charge exactly what you think you're worth there. You should be charging more money. And for it to even be a controversy on Facebook, honestly, Facebook is what? It's a place for people to go bitch. Virtual Secrets is gone now, and everybody's run to Facebook with every single complaint that they have. And unfortunately, what we do is we take those people seriously by making it an issue with them, even if we're of an opposing view. We prop up that controversy by even participating in it, which you can't help it sometimes. It's an unreasonable controversy. I don't understand why it became a thing in the first place. That's my thoughts on it.
No, I agree. Before we get ready to move on to the next topic, if you've taken a look at our chats live on YouTube or on Discord, we've had some interaction already coming up today. Grace pointed out, and I agree with Grace on this. She said on YouTube that if you're a venue, I'm not going to read that. Somebody else read that. I just took my eyeglasses off. I can't see.
With a venue, you are hoping this DJ brings you traffic. Yes, DJs should be paid, but they should be realistic about what they bring to the table besides a set list and the skills they have learned. And I agree with it too. It's like I said, like you can have 2 DJs charge 10K, and if one of them is bringing you like a full sim, they obviously have the skill set. They're bringing in people. They have a fan base. If the other person isn't bringing you in that much, they shouldn't be charging that much. I mean, if somebody was bringing me in 20 people, I think I'd pay 2,000 Linden, and then the rest of it is your tips. But here, everybody gets 100% of their tips. But also, a lot of these DJs that charge top dollar, if they know they're coming to your venue and they're gonna get really good tips, they don't even charge you the fee.
That
be like,
follows the Euro Club model, like Vic
Yeah.
mentioned.
Like Vic was just saying
Yeah.
that they don't pay for the DJs in the Europe model. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I've never charged to DJ at a club for a regular party. Personally, I only charge when it's private events or special events like openings of stores or clubs and things of that nature that I would have to rely on more of my own traffic plus yours. Like things on a bigger scale is what I would typically charge for.
November just said on YouTube, she said they also should be mindful of the crowd they bring in. She's not going to pay 10K for a shitty crowd. And, I agree with that.
For real. Yeah. See, this is why this is getting back to my point that as a consumer, you really need to do your homework.
Yeah.
And there's more to it than just if they can mix 2 songs together, because as somebody who's been doing this a very long time, the physical DJing part of it is not that difficult. Mixing one song to the next is not hard. I don't care what anybody else tells you. There is way more to it.
I agree. There's more to it. I do have to say that I don't agree with people who are saying like radio DJs or like the ones that don't mix live aren't worth anything, because I do think there's a skill in putting a song list or like a set list together that flows nicely. So I do think there's still skill, maybe not as much skill, but I do still think it takes skill because I've heard and listened to some amazing like set DJs or radio DJs.
Yeah, if they're doing work prior to it, a lot of people are really good at coming up with good songs and good music, and they have a good ear for what their crowd is going to appreciate or what the venue's going to appreciate. Like, they do their homework. So yeah, they are worth paying. But when you have somebody that is doing a playlist live, they're not preparing for it. It's live, and they're actually mixing it and making their own music while you listen, doing their own looping and doing their own mixing tracks together and stuff like that. Those two skill sets are not comparable at all. Like, so I do feel the person that is creating the music live for you does have a bit more value, but it doesn't make the person who is, a playlist DJ, doesn't make them less worthy. Like, what you said, like, I think all DJs should charge if they're doing an event or something like that. As far as the club scene, if they're just coming out, develop your fan base, get a fan base going for you. But it's those are two entirely different skill sets that are two separate pay grades, in my opinion.
Mhm. All right, guys. We've gone a little bit over past the time on this subject. I know everybody's got a great point to make on this, but
Yeah.
honestly, our show's only an hour long, and we have a few more topics to get to tonight. So, with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next one, and this is, of course, it's another music-related one. Like I said, tonight, this episode is all music. Let's talk festivals and Second Life.
Yes.
We have Smokefest right around the corner. It was just announced. Everything.
Free parties here. Woo!
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
I can't help it. I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah. No, seriously though. So Smokefest pre-party is kicking off this weekend right here on the Sim at the Pixel Swagger Underground. So Saturday, get your asses here. If you can get in, get your premium membership on and then get your asses here, because you know how the Smokefest is. That stuff gets packed real quick. So,
Truth.
like this Smokefest this is its third year going on, but there's been plenty of festivals on Second Life long before Smokefest was a thought. So I want to hear opinions. I want to hear, like, what other festivals have you guys been to? What other festivals would you like to see? Like,
So
what real life
personally,
festivals do you want to see happen in Second Life?
yeah. So personally, like, I haven't been to any festivals, and I've been to like some big events. Like last year, 40 Thieves did that 50 years of hip hop. That was pretty cool. And we were, Pixel Swagger was happy to be a part of that as well. But I haven't been able to attend a lot of events, but um I actually had an opportunity to go behind the scenes the other day at the Smokefest with Aaron, and the production, like, I don't think people realize how much work goes into making these festivals. Like, we're doing our own festival, Dreamfest, and it's all going to be based around live singers. And when I went over there the other day, I was totally intimidated. They have an entire team, and the work that is going into that is extremely insane. And I can't even imagine, like, the Dream Festival I'm doing is nowhere near going to be on the scale that Smokefest is. And I can't imagine. I'm so excited to see the results. And I already know from past years of, people telling me how amazing it was, and I'm so excited. But I think Nettie, you actually have more experience, and Aaron has more experience. I don't know about Ari and Tegan. Have you guys been to festivals? Because we were pretty quiet in our
Mm.
days.
I went to Smokefest last year for a couple of sets. And then I've gone to Conch the last 2 years for like a couple of
Conch.
sets. And we went to Conch this year.
Yeah,
All of
I
us a
did.
couple of times. We went and saw a couple of our friends that were performing. We're so
Yes,
lucky that we get to go support our friends and like be able to call like all these amazing like DJs and singers our friends. Like, I don't know, I
Yeah.
still kind of like, oh my god.
The Star Trek.
A year ago, I was like nobody would have ever known. Not like I still don't think people really know us, but like sometimes like when I get a shout out from like some of my favorite DJs, like oh my god, they know who I am.
Yeah.
I mean,
So cool. What did you
And I-
think the other day, Aaron? Because you're gonna be behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think that's an amazingly well done production. What I'd like to see on Second Life is something like a rock festival, maybe based on like what Ozfest was, or like the popular thing these days around America at least is like some of these larger radio stations will host their own festivals. Like in there's this one called Rocklahoma, and they have like top build bands and lots of secondary bands as well. And I think it's just a 1 day festival, kind of like what Ozfest was. I would love to see something like that on Second Life, where it's all about rock, like real, like heavy rock, just good shit like that. I would definitely go to that. And if you want to take that idea and run with it, do it, because I'm not going to do that. But somebody should do that, and I will be there for sure.
What was you gonna say, Tegan?
Oh, I was just going to say that I'm such a quiet person. Unless I go with you guys, I don't normally go anywhere.
Do you guys remember Woodstock? That festival?
No,
Yeah.
because we're all
Yeah, I
young.
was totally alive then.
Nettie.
Okay, I'm sorry. Some of us are young.
Oh shit. Okay, so I actually like I've seen like a lot of documentaries about Woodstock, and I think a Woodstock themed fucking party or festival would be so amazing. Like the hippies and the hippie music and the vibes and the drugs and the alcohol and the tents and the mud baths, like,
And the orgies.
and the orgies. I don't know. I just think it'd be
Lots
amazing.
of orgies.
Yeah, that's
Very
not my
pretty.
main reason, but it's not excluded.
And the mud, it's not created by rainfall, so that's something
No,
to keep
it
in
is not created by rainfall at all.
Thinking
Oh,
of the
gross!
It's true though. If you
What?
read about Woodstock, what was it, 94
mind. Yeah,
or
94 was
97?
the rehash.
Yeah, those mud
Oh, it was in
baths were,
99. That's right.
yeah, the mud from that festival was not mud.
Yeah, gross. That's disgusting.
It's,
why do you gotta do that? Why, I mean,
You ruined it
why?
for me forever. Oh my
no, that's a
god.
known thing. It's a known thing though.
I mean,
Like,
think about it.
I
Like
didn't
25,000 people
know.
standing there drinking,
Me either.
and the line to the outhouse is so freaking long.
That's
What,
so
what,
oh
what
my
are you gonna do?
god.
yeah.
But
Next
I just
subject,
knew
please.
Plus all the
wait,
spilled
I knew
drinks.
about it. I knew about it, but it's not like I was there. I'm not that old, guys. But still, now knowing about it makes me not want to know any more about it. So let's move along.
Oh my gosh.
goodness.
Just bring some waiters with you. You'll be all right.
Ew, you guys are yucky. Oh my gosh.
But no, I mean, there are festivals from real life that do kind of have their SL counterpart. I've personally have never been to it, but SL Burning Man
Oh yeah.
is a very large thing on here.
Nettie told me about that today.
I didn't know
Yeah.
about that.
I went to their Facebook page on Facebook, obviously.
I'm going
Anyway,
right now.
I joined it, and there's actually one here this month in July, and I'm really interested in going. Like it looks like top-notch quality. So I'm excited to go see that and experience that one for sure. I think it was July 27th. Another thing, we're not trying to promote anybody, but like at the same time, we're not trying to not promote anybody. If anybody knows the names of any other festivals going on, share them in the chat.
Speaking of other festivals, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Lychee from Bearded Guy
Yeah.
because he used to put on the Ultra Music Fest in Second Life, and I DJ'd at that a couple of years in a row. And honestly, bro, you need to bring that back. That
Yeah,
shit was a blast. Bring
I
it
feel like
back.
anything Lychee had would be good. Lychee's an amazing person.
Yeah, Lychee's a real good dude.
What was the other one? SLB. A lot of
Oh,
us
yeah.
went to a lot of SLB stuff this year because we
Yeah.
had a lot of friends in it. What were your feels there?
So this was my first time performing at it because they finally had an adult stage so I could play uncensored music.
Mm.
I liked the concept of it. I think the execution might have been could have been better.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, they
know,
definitely could have been better organized.
yeah, it seems a little unorganized, even from like the whole backstage perspective of things. It's just like, I mean, I see that there was professionalism there and they tried to make it a certain kind of way, but I think it really lacked in terms of the organization behind it.
Mm.
But I mean, it was a fun time though.
In talking with Tequila and Nesto, the Smokefest, the owners of Smokefest, they were saying something that they do like every year at the end of their festival, they make a list of everything they could change.
Hmm.
And then the next year when they start, or that next January when they start working on things again, the first thing they do is look at that list and make those changes.
Right.
And I think that's really cool, and I think that's absolutely amazing because from what I understand, every year it's just been better and better and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't find SLB does that.
No, it was very unorganized. There was an issue during my set, and
Don't come at me, Lindens.
no, not for real, Lyndon's not it. No, but for real, there was an issue during my set, and I had not one, not two, but 5 different team members message me the same exact thing while I was performing. You know, I feel like it was something that could have been addressed by one single contact, not multiple people in the middle of a performer's set.
Could you imagine being a live singer and you get ding 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 ding?
Yeah, no, I was annoyed. It was frustrating. But I
Yeah,
mean,
and it kills the
so
vibe.
yeah, exactly. So Linden's, get better organized.
Mm-hmm.
We have 5 minutes left on this topic. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add about events, current events, past events, events they'd like to see, made possible in Second Life?
I would like to know of more events. My problem is I am secluded here on the sim a lot. Like I do get out a lot to other venues, but I don't know about a lot of events. A lot of the events I hear about are hearsay. And if anybody does have any events or sorry, festivals that they know of, I would love to hear about them because we do like to go out and support and show up and
And
um
like the oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So the Smokefest thing is amazing. I'd like to see something like that happen, in December when traffic on Second Life is incredibly high. And, like you've heard of the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball, right? It's
Mhm.
not Christmas music, but it's these concerts they do around the country. There's like 3 or 4 of them, or maybe they're down to one now. Last year they did Las Vegas, and they get 50,000 people that show up for that. I don't know how, but they do. And it's like top rate performers, just like you would see at any summer festival. And I really think that at the height of traffic for Second Life, having something like that in December would be something for people to look forward to as I start to get back online in September and October. Um, and I can only think that it would be incredibly successful and convert to traffic and maybe even a little bit of profitability. So I think somebody out there should maybe think about doing
Well,
something like that.
I will say it wasn't a festival, but there was a big event last year where it was like I think it was 6 hours And it was right before Christmas, and it was the 40 Thieves had their Batter Santa here, and that was a really successful. That was really successful.
Yeah, anything you
Um,
can do beyond the pale around Christmas time, and even after for New Year's or going into the month of January. Anything you can do, because the traffic is so high that is literally when the majority of Second Life users would be logged on. During the
Yep.
summer, you notice traffic is down. You go to these nightclubs, they only have 20 people on Thursday nights or Saturday nights. And why is that? Because people, they're out doing their thing in real life, and so obviously it makes sense to do something like Smokefest on Saturdays on Second Life because people want to log on the weekend and want something to go to. Well, it really is kind of the same in those months too, November, December, and January. People want more to look forward to than just going to the club and listening to music. They want an experience, and there really should be like a big festival or something.
yeah.
Right.
Just in saying that, like I said, we're doing Dreamfest at the end of August, which is all live singers. I am planning on doing that twice a year. So I am planning on doing that in December as well. But I'm doing it for selfish reasons because I want to hear my favorite singers sing Christmas songs. But but hey. It
I
is
can
Wow.
what it
almost
is.
promise you Everly will log in for that.
I just want to hear all the Christmas music. Oh my god. Oh shoot. But in all seriousness, no, I'm excited to hear about more stuff. So if anybody out there has any festivals they know of, please hit us up or share them, share links on the posts that you'll see on Facebook. We definitely want to hear about it.
Yep. All right. That's gonna wrap up that, guys. Moving on. I want to talk about something that we're all, you know, like I said, it's all DJ stuff and events tonight. So let's discuss themes for DJ events and parties in general. I've noticed they're making a comeback, but my problem with events and I mean themes for events is that they can get pretty repetitive and boring. You know, I can't tell you how many clubs do best in whatever color, or they're gonna have a white party or a black party or whatever. Like, it's too bland, it's too generic. I'd like to see better themed events. I'm a little bit biased here because it's a Pixel Swagger thing, but our Friday night themes go above and beyond. If you weren't at our Aquaria party, you missed out on a high concept theme, and our videographer Sean put something together for the Aquaria build, and we'll try to provide links to that in the chat if anybody would like to see it. But yes, I mean, yeah, let's talk event themes. You know, I see.
Ah,
I don't know. I just yeah.
Oh,
so go ahead, Arya.
no, I love the event themes, but I like them unique enough that I have fun doing it. Like Natty was saying, like they can get repetitive, and like I don't really care about a best in white or a best in black. But like we did that aquarium, and it was so broad that like we knew it had to be something undersea, but like some people were like a freaking scuba diver. There were tons of mermaids, but then there was like these really cool creatures that like looked like they belonged under the sea, and like you could just tell so many people put so much work into that, and those are the ones I really have fun with.
And the other thing that I try to do for our themes is like when you guys do shoot a theme, we have a special place that we throw themes in. And when you guys try to throw themes at me for ideas, my biggest thing is not naming them what other people name them. So like a foam party. I didn't want to call it a foam party because I see so many clubs do foam parties. So my workaround there was to make it a rubber ducky party, um, which actually was
That was
freaking
so fun.
amazing.
So fun.
Yeah, so and it was an amazing turnout. Like everybody was there wearing suds, and they all had rubber ducky like floaties, and we flooded the underground, and it was really really cool. um I was really happy with that theme. I love doing the custom builds. Trailer park last week was really awesome. I didn't want to call it a redneck party because I didn't want, I didn't want to insult anybody, but
But
so
here
we
you
called
are
it
saying that word on a live feed.
well, I can say it live personally because I am a redneck, but
Mhm.
yeah, just throw it out there on a poster. So it was a trailer park party. um I think themes are important for like my venue specifically because I'm only once a week anyway, and they're fun. It's not like I'm expecting all over the people that come to dress up every day and find an outfit every day. They have a whole week to plan their outfit, and I get like so envious of some of the fucking vom fuckeries come in here and their outfits are totally epic every single time. And I'm so envious because like I always end up like scrounging at the last minute trying to make my outfit. And I get like so jealous. But I love having the themed events, but I see some clubs do them every night and I don't know how they do it. Like I just couldn't. I couldn't do it every night. And I know Tegan loves dressing up for events. What do you think, Tegan?
I do love dressing up for events. It's one of my favorite things. So I agree with Vic. She was saying sometimes if you get like too specific, that it's harder to dress for it. Or if you're not specific, it's like
Yeah.
harder to dress for because you don't know what to, grab. So I think the themes where you have to think about it, and it takes me days well, I don't have a lot of time on here, but it takes me days to find an outfit. And then I want to see what everyone else is wearing at the same time. So then I'm like, go to one of the events that you do and like the rubber ducky, and I'm looking around like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So next time we have anything to do with bubbles, I got you. So
Right.
yeah.
The Aquaria part, the rubber ducky party and the Aquaria party are two of my favorites that we did. Um but the other thing is I try not to repeat the same party, and we've been going since January and I don't think we've recycled an idea or a theme yet,
There
which
hasn't
is
been a single theme recycled.
right. We
No,
haven't
but I feel
recycled.
like we're getting close.
We
Nah,
are
never that.
getting no, no, no.
There
We
might
are
come a
because I
point.
would love to pull out that aquarium again and do that again. Um, I would love to be able to. I mean, that was one of my favorite builds I ever did. We actually built aquaria in an aquarium and then put it inside of a living room and made everything
Mhm.
giant. And when you looked at the glass, you seen a giant couch and a picture frame on the wall, and a giant lamp. And I loved that build, and I actually, you guys, I think we need to rebuild that in a few weeks.
Hmm.
I think it'd be fun to do it again, or our
just
asteroid party.
just don't
Ooh,
do
that
just
one was so fun, and those were
oh
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
back. Okay,
Yeah,
actually, Out of This World was probably my favorite, and I was excited I could reuse my skin that I got for Aquaria. But that
Lost
one
in
was like
space.
epic.
yeah, those were fun. If any, that's why I'm saying like now, like looking back, like I think on the ones that we had like the most success with, we will probably start recycling them. Um, but I don't think you'll ever see us do the same theme within 6 months of each other, ever. So I enjoy it. I love building this stuff, and I love seeing people's reactions and getting the IMs and stuff. And I I really love like how much people enjoy themselves, and that's the biggest thing for me, and that's one of the reasons why we do Pixel Swagger is our love for like just entertaining other people and seeing other people have the community and the safe place. And sorry,
So
I'm
about
getting
the
all
repetition,
sappy.
I think, as far as repetition goes, it really depends on the theme. Sometimes you gotta go with the tried and true methods. Like people love pajama parties. People love a Disney theme, right? The black and white party, I don't know. I think it's too easy. It's kind of played out. But there are times where you want to bring in one of those more popular themes just because people are participating in that. And I think probably the pajama party is always going to be the biggest and
Or the anything
and,
but
and most
clothes.
widely
That's
used.
creative too.
Or anything but clothes, right? Although a lot of clubs
Yeah.
can't do that because they're on moderate sims. Um, but I agree with you. There needs to be more variety, more creativity, and I think the better venues and the better clubs will obviously come up with some pretty creative twists on existing ideas or new ideas. I don't know if there's too many events on Second Life. I think one of you said that, or you said there's events like every day.
Mm,
Is there events every day though? Oh, no, there are some. I've seen some clubs have a theme
A theme,
every
right?
day.
mhm.
Yeah, and I mean,
That can get overwhelming. I mean, you're going to run out of ideas fast. And
see, we've been doing this since January, and I'm running out of
having a
ideas.
once weekly or twice weekly, just on the weekends is probably a much better way to handle that. I think people are going to lose interest if they have to find a new outfit every day. They love your club and they love going there, but I mean, you can't expect people to keep buying a new outfit every day just to go to your club.
It's
But
also really, really hard for me too because I I'll have an idea for an event, and all of a sudden I'll see somebody else has done it, and I get in this thing like, well, I don't want to do it if they just did it. I'm gonna have to wait like a few months. So I actually have a list of a few events that I've wanted to do that I literally wrote down the date of the event so that a few months down the road I can do it, because I don't want to be a copycat, even though it's an event that a lot of places hold, but I just don't want them so close together, if that makes
right,
sense.
yeah, you don't want to trample on somebody else's similar event,
Right.
and you don't want to feel like you're copying them or think that they might feel like you're copying them and vice versa. It is a competition. It comes down to that. I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Competition versus collaboration. You can have
But
both.
that's just it. I can collaborate by saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to hold off on this event for a few months because they just had it, out of
Right.
like, so that I don't see it as competition. Yeah, no, you're totally right about that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to stop you there. I let everybody go a little bit longer than we should have, so we're gonna squeeze out quick last topic. Non-music related, believe it or not, guys. So this question we're just gonna touch on quickly, and I want to see a lot of community comments on this one. I feel like our community, our listeners are gonna have a lot to say on this. So after the show and after it posts on Friday, I want to see you all on Facebook interacting with Aria about this topic specifically. So here we go, guys. 5 minutes on this. SL friends list. Why do we keep people as long as we keep them if we no longer speak to them?
If I don't have bad blood with you, I have no reason to remove you. Like, my door's always open to someone, even if I haven't talked to them in years. Unless it ends on bad blood, I don't see the need to delete people.
Mine is business oriented, to be honest. Look, I have a lot of friends. And we've had this discussion before. I have my friends, and then I have friends, and then I have acquaintances. And my list is a lot of acquaintances, and which is people that I'm sending TPs to. I'm a venue owner, so yeah, I'm sending TPs to people, spamming people. Um and 90% of these people, 90% of my list is people I've the only conversation I ever had with them was thanks for adding me. but they show up to events and in local, we have conversations and we socialize that way. But yeah, mine is primarily business oriented and people on my list wanting TPs, or they've got made it so they can't get my TPs, which is fine. And if they're on my list and they want to remove themselves, that's fine. But I'm like Arya, if there's no bad blood, there's no sense in removing you. But I get spammed a lot too. Ugh. And I
Yeah, the
literally
best
have to say I do it too, so I can't remove you.
the business benefit is a great reason. I mean, like
Yeah, I
especially on my
think
main account, like all of my friend list is DJs, club owners, and hosts. And I have a lot of business owners as friends. Don't talk, but like it's nice to have them there in case you want to you know ask them something someday, or they have a question for you, or you want to participate in something together. I think
What was you
somebody
gonna say?
introduced a oh what
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh I think somebody introduced a topic a few weeks ago about keeping deceased people on your friend list.
Mm.
And I have done that in all worlds. Like I don't know how to feel about removing them. I don't want to feel like a dick, I guess.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
actually
think there's gonna have to be a
insensitive.
point
I
where
agree. I
where I'm gonna
refuse to
have to go
remove.
through my friend list and remove some of those people who've passed on.
I can't remove them
Because
personally.
without a Ouija board, I'm really not going to talk to them again, I'm sure.
Ouija board. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
I
can't
I
believe you
don't
just said
delete.
that.
I
topic.
won't delete someone that's passed ever.
So
Try to open
personally,
whatever there.
I I don't delete people unless I have an absolute reason to. Like if they're, you know, if we no longer speak for bad reasons, you're getting removed from my list, But I'm very particular with who I add to my list in the first place. So if you're on there, you were on there for a good reason, and I prefer to keep you on there, regardless if we don't speak right now or if we speak in 5 years. Like obviously you didn't remove me either, so it's a mutual thing. You know.
Add one more thing and give a shout out to two of our friends that we haven't talked to in years, who I know have listened to our podcast now. Everly, who's in the chat right now. I haven't seen her in a year, but I would
Yeah.
never remove her. And before that, it was years and years before that. And she comes back. And so, for me, I would never ever remove her. And then I also know my friend Bree from one of my first friends in SL, 15 years ago, has listened to our first two episodes.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that's why I would never delete them, because I love these people.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's
Yeah.
definitely the same. It's an emotional kind of attachment to people. Even if I see, I don't have a whole lot of friends, but I have made a lot of friends, and the ones I have made, I've left on my friends list, and I don't remove them. I just every once in a while, someone that I haven't spoke to forever, I pop up and say hi, and it's like I'm so glad I didn't remove
Yeah.
that person. Or
You do that. Yeah,
yeah,
you do that. Yeah.
or if I do remove somebody, for just because it's just not maybe an acquaintance or something that I just added just because I just don't know how to say no.
So when I
And
first
I feel
came
bad.
back, I removed everybody from my friends list. Like everybody when I first came back. Um because I just wanted a fresh start. Um but I have removed people if I've removed guys that I was talking to, but then you know how it pans out and you just never talk again. I've removed them just for the fact that um they don't need to be on my list. Like I have no reason to have them on there. There's not going to be a friend. Know there's not going to be a friendship. So I've removed people like that. But anybody that I've ever, um anybody I've ever had like a conversation with and, or was friends with, and sometimes friendships they do move on. and you move on from them. Those people are still on my list for the most part, but yeah.
Mhm.
Good topics. Good topics.
So, we're gonna stop it right there. We want to continue this discussion though, for sure, in the group on Facebook. So make sure you're waiting for Aria to post some stuff and to continue it. I especially want to know from the listeners who don't have businesses to run, or like, what keeps you from deleting people that you no longer speak to? That's what I want to know. Like, if you're not here for networking and you're just here to shop and be social and play with your Barbie doll, what keeps you from deleting people? That's what I want to know. So with that being said, like I said before, we'll continue the conversation on Facebook with Aria. Make sure as well, if you haven't already, join our Discord. Aria will be able to supply you with the link to that as well. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. It's my first time hosting.
Live.
Come listen to us live. You can sit in studio and watch us as well. So we do it all. And the podcast will be posted for you guys on Friday. So
Amazing.
thank you and good night.
Bye,
Good
Good night,
guys.
night.
everybody. Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.